It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wildcard Weekend. It's the Cardinals and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
Tonight, the second of two on this Wild Card Saturday. It's the Arizona Cardinals and the Minnesota Vikings. Second of 6 on this Super Wild Card Weekend, and off we go on this Saturday night. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. They are led out by a man who's done this now for a long time. Their veteran quarterback.
Getting your team to the playoffs, Mike, that's a massive accomplishment for any quarterback. But if he wants to take them on a deep run, can he find the balance of playing mistake-free football while also maintaining that aggressive approach that has gotten them here in the first place? It's certainly not going to be easy. This place is going to be rocking, and their opponents, they have championship aspirations of their own. But as long as he doesn't let the moment get too big for him, his team's going to have a shot to move on to next week.
A huge play right off the bat. It's a gain of 34.
When we had a chance to talk to the coach the other day, what did he tell us, Mike? He said, I want to come out and be aggressive right from the start. And with that big shot downfield here early, I think it's pretty safe to say that's exactly what they have done. Now the key is, can they turn that explosive play into an opening drive touchdown and really get off to a fast start?
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Back to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Third and a yard. They'll look to throw. And this ball incomplete on third down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Cardinals will take a 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. And taking the snaps, quarterback now in his third year in the league.
I remember talking to him earlier this season, Mike, and he emphasized the importance of winning their division. That guarantees you host at least one playoff game. Well, that goal, that's been reached. Now, they have their sights set on something even bigger, but to accomplish that, they're going to have to take advantage of this opportunity right here in front of them. That starts by doing whatever it takes over these next couple hours to extend their season by one more week.
Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Medical staff will take a look, see if he can continue here in the wild card round. Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll fight forward for a couple of yards, but a flag is down, and the linemen are already walking back. He'll look to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. It is 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And a big strike for good yardage there, all the way up to midfield.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They'll turn and hand this one off. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
Right back to him on 1st down. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll stick with him again. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. A couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds.
They can still get a 1st down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll get about 5. Up the middle they go. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. This would be a big loss, and we'll see if he can continue here in the divisional round. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Powering forward. He's in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Vikings move out to a 7-3 lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. Man in motion is Smith. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Medical staff going to take a look, see if he can continue here in this wild card round. They face 2nd down and 7. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hands, and results in a completion.
He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and he's taken down there.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Vikings offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Now they'll set up to throw. And that ball incomplete over the middle. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target. And it's going to be 3rd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he's going to be knocked down before he can even think about returning that ball. Whoa! The Cards offense ready to take over possession of the football. They trail by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
That's caught by Smith on the right side. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
You want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in second and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Now this looks like a design run. Now this time he'll set up to throw. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and third down. Coming up. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he is taken down. A big gain on that one. Great way for them to end this opening quarter. Two yards from 6 points. It is first down and goal. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And he will score. Touchdown, Arizona. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
The extra point, up and good. And the Cardinals are on top. It's now 10-7. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They send a receiver in motion left. And he works past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Slot man in motion left. They'll throw out of the gun. He'll get this out to the left flat. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
3rd and long. Throwing now from the gun. He dives, and what a catch for the 1st down. That's a gain of 14 and a 1st down.
You just love to see this effort, especially on 3rd down. You understand, you want to keep this possession alive. You have to do everything in your power sometimes to bail out your quarterback, and it's exactly what he does here, and it brings up a fresh set of downs.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Now a give on the ground, and a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Now a run, and it's their fullback with the carry. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. Next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
And a good run there on 2nd down. A pickup 7. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. They're able to convert there on 3rd and 3.
Barring some type of disaster with that big pass pickup, it puts them in position now where they feel like they can at least walk away with points off this drive. I just feel like it has to be 6. I feel like anything less than that will be a letdown.
Here's a run. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3.
25-yard pickup. Brings up second and goal.
Now here's second and goal. Go with their fullback trying to get it. This defense back up but stepping up. No gain on the play. It stays at the 3. Third and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It almost seemed to me before the snap, Mike, that the quarterback was expecting man coverage, and then after the snap, the defense fell into zone, and it just completely mixed them up. You can see he's staring down his receiver, and frankly, I think he's lucky that ball wasn't picked.
Cam Little for this field goal attempt. This about as short as you can get. Little's kick is good. And the Vikings will level the score at 10 apiece.
It's always a little bit of a letdown when you find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
A safe kick taken at the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Cardinals offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins. 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's into traffic, but taken in. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Medical staff will take a look, see if he can continue here in the wild card route. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. He'll get this over the middle to Smith. A gain of 16 yards. It's an Arizona 1st down.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
They'll look to throw here on 1st. Oh, no chance to get rid of that one. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. What do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Quick throw, taken in. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline.
This is a pass that just needs to be completed, Mike. The opportunity was there. His guy was open. They ran out of room a little bit there on the sideline. Couldn't quite get the ball up and down fast enough and ends up being thrown out of bounds.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
On comes the punter now. He'll punt for the 2nd time after hitting a beauty in his first effort. This one fielded out beyond the 25. The Cardinals offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Man in motion is Smith. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Henry hits the ball, comes free. And it looked like the Cardinals were quick to react and get on it. So no turnover. They keep the ball.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sacked and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
If this quarterback's offensive line had as much fight as he does, I don't think they'd be in this situation to begin with. I mean, it's not even halftime here, Mike, and they've already given up 6 sacks. At this rate, I'm not sure they're confident their quarterback's going to make it out of this game in one piece.
So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. They'll try to get this one on the ground. That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota. Clock will stop with 34 seconds to go until the break. Here's their punter now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. Ooh. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Vikings offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Catch made there, left side by Walker. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Down to the 10. And he will get into the end zone. Safe grab. Touchdown, Vikings.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle four, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
Little on now for the extra point. His kick is good. The Vikings go up by 7. It is now 17-10. Halftime, coming close, and not much time left as this one is kicked away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. This, the second of our 2 games here on this Super Wildcard Saturday. We'll get it back out to you two in just a minute. But first, let's take a look ahead to Sunday's action in the NFC. A 3-6 battle that ought to be a good one, as it'll be the Chicago Bears matching up against the San Francisco 49ers. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half. About to get started. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. He'll work forward for a couple. Byron Murphy there on the stop. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Back to throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up fourth down. It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings. And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Holding offense. Still first down.
Drive will start on the ground. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. He's going to take a shot down the field. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him. And we'll bring up third down. Man in motion is Smith. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
The Cardinals line up for a punt, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. A fair catch called for and taken out beyond the 45-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. Man in motion, heading left. They'll begin here on the ground. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. A handoff as they try to run it here. He gets free. The speed on display. He's in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And, Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
Here's Cam Little for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Vikings move out to a 24-10 lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, headed left. Now a run on 1st down. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Man in motion is Smith. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given. But it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else. And I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. Taking off, and they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And he's going to be taken down.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the 2nd half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here.
Oh, making guys miss. And he's in. Touchdown, Cardinals. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Now, the extra point. The kick is good. And the Cardinals back within 7. It's 24-17. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Handoff here, up the middle, and that's not going to yield a whole lot, up to about the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. Now they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. They get 12 yards on that pass. First down, Minnesota.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll get this just past the 45 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 9. Thrown left side. The catch is made. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's not the type of play that's going to end up on a lot of end-of-the-season highlight reels, Mike. But listen, sometimes those little check-down crossers produce some positive plays. Stay ahead of the chains.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
So after picking up some positive yardage on 1st down, they end up going backwards on 2nd. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and most of the time is a very pass-happy situation, makes them very one-dimensional.
Well, that is a fitting end to this drive. Nothing works. He loses yardage on 3rd down. Here comes 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
The Cardinals lining up for punt as he'll come on to kick for the 5th time here tonight. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The home team's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start with great field position, right at midfield with a 1st down. Now a handoff running right. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4, but usually that's a holding penalty.
Still 1st down.
Quickly to the outside and complete.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this third quarter. Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. This would be a big loss, and we'll see if he can continue here in the divisional round. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Now a give up the middle. With good blocking leading the way. He's got the 1st down inside the 25.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to go into the end zone, but he may have gotten a little help along the way. This one's coming back.
Holding offense.
So holding is the call. Take that touchdown off the board. Back to the ground after the penalty. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now this time they'll look to throw. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Cardinals will take over at their own 15.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The visitors' offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. And a good tackle out wide will hold them to a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll throw out of the gun. That's to the left side. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And that was very nearly a disaster at this juncture of the game. But fortunately, a teammate able to cradle it, and they keep possession. Throwing now on 1st and 10. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Motion the slot man left. Checking it down, this one is caught. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Sometimes in the NFL, you have to be careful what you ask for. This offensive line, they were very clear to us this week. They wanted to take on this group. They loved the ability to be challenged. Well, they might have poked the bear a little bit too much because they've now surrendered a whopping 10 sacks in a single game. And I don't think there's been any signs of this pass rush slowing down.
We're all set to kick this one away. We forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do. They'll start out first down and 10. Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Medical staff going to take a look, see if he can continue here in this wild card round. 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to third down. And that is incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the fourth quarter, and that's a gift. And that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, this game looks very different for this offense.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Cardinals offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. We'll try the right side this time. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. A big play looming here. They need to convert. It is 3rd and inches. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. He's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Now fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to get back to work. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Now a give on the ground, and they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Offense. Still 1st down.
They'll run. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. So they go backwards on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 13. It is caught left side by St. Brown. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Again, they'll try to power forward with their fullback. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a 1st down. A handoff as they try to run it here. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll stick with him again. And he's close to the 1st down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up 3rd down. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll let the fullback try to push the pocket. He's going to have a Vikings 1st down. That'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
You know, Mike, in some ways, I liken fullbacks to kind of the modern-day tight end. They're the ones that are willing to do a little of the dirty work on most plays. So every once in a while, it is so good to see them rewarded and have a chance to be the guy who delivers and converts on 3rd down.
Right back to the fullback. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.